All right, good morning again, everyone, and thank you all for coming today, and also for staying over for this very special reception and coffee hour in honor of Carla. And if you want to finish getting your food, we got a lot of photo ops to do. But we'll be doing those after as well. But I want to thank our hosts. Actually, they're up there at the table right now. You can see us, Sandy and Pat and Gail and Barbara's taking the picture. And this is being sponsored by our Administration and Personnel Committee. Hesla, of course, could not be here. Co-chair Ron Hanna is here, and Gail's also on that committee, and so is Pat. That's it for that committee. So we want to thank all of them for putting this together. And we are here for the purpose of honoring and celebrating Carla's time with us and thanking her. But I also want to thank some other folks that were Carla's right-hand man or woman, as the case may be. And especially these last year and a half, that while Carla was laid up with her surgery and confinement, Sandy has more than stepped up and done, and I think she gets the outfit award again with flamingos, and she always takes home the prize. Linda Wise, where's Linda? Right there. Linda's been our go-to volunteer during the pandemic, especially when some of the others were away or just didn't feel free to come. So we want to thank her for her faithfulness and help. Ginger Adams, who is a very valuable person, member of our Administration and Personnel Committee. Of course, she's up in Maryland and a volunteer. Margaret Doolan, who was in church today, who's been our Tuesday volunteer, but since we've been closing the office in the afternoon, she's not been able to come. And Doris Cole. Doris is right here. These ladies have been so very, very helpful. But there's one that's in a category all by herself, and she's standing over there not quite by herself, right under the clock. Pat Peters is not only a member of the Administration and Personnel Committee, and a volunteer, and a host, but she also stepped in and did most of Carla's job and kept us going so that we had bulletins and newsletters and reports. So Pat, thank you so very, very much. It's going to be a fairly short program, and I know some need to get on and have lunch and so forth. So Randy has a couple of things that he wants to do, so look out.
Thank you. So usually when people ask me what the sermon was about today, I usually say Jesus. But today I didn't know if you noticed. Tom said, "Thou shalt not lie." And he was looking directly at me. Yes. And of course I said I had been to Hawaii, which I hadn't, so just so you know. But this isn't really about Carla, this is about me. That's how musicians are. So this is my story since I started at First Presbyterian, January 1st, 2019. We lost Ellen Yates. We lost Carolyn Cutler. We lost Ruth Beck. Now we lose Carla Haynes. Now I have to train my third administrative assistant in a year and a half, thanks to you leaving. My favorite story with Carla is, I hand her all the music, and for those that don't know, our offices are right across from each other. So I give her all the music information for the bulletin, hand it to her, go back in my office, and I say, "Is the bulletin finished?" Every week. I'm sure you get tired of that, right? No. But her favorite thing to do besides being my administrative assistant
Sort of.
was playing in the handbell choir. Playing in the handbell choir. And we would sometimes have extra tutoring sessions, right? It was very fun. She loved handbells so much that she is moving to 104 Bell Tower Court. So I told her it's Handbell Tower Court. That's what she has to call it. But I do have a great story about her not being able to do something rhythmically. So in one of our pieces, and I really need Gail McElhaney next to me, but they had a little duet between Carla and Gail. So she had two handbells, and then Gail played, and then Carla played. She could not get it. So it goes like this. Da-da, da-da. Couldn't get the rhythm. She was always wrong. Did I yell at you? Yeah, I did.
Nicely.
So what I do, and some of you know this from being in choir and handbells, I often give you things to think about while you're playing your handbells. So this was Carla's. I like Randy, yes I do. I like Randy, yes I do. 25 times. And she finally liked me. So we will miss you. No. Those are for you. I will have your handbells bronzed. Oh, they are. We'll miss you.
You done?
Excuse me, Pastor Tom. Can we all pray for her family for safe travels and
We're good, yeah. He's just part of the program. We're not finished. He's just finished. But we'll do that at the end. Yeah. No, we're pulling the hook. Do we have a video? Another video to show? Okay. Well, this will be a little more on the serious side, but not too much, I don't think. So, as I already said over there, we did not want today to come because we didn't want you to leave us. And but we know that you have to, and you should. And I just preached about the sanctity of marriage. And having said that, I know Gary wanted you to come, but I did say to you, well, how much is he paying you? Maybe we could match. You know, but then it was not, no, you were out of our price range. So then I thought, well, okay, then he can go up there and get started, and you can stay here and sell the house. The doggone company bought the house too, so they took you and they took the house, and they're moving you. And so I don't know what else we can do. So we're doing this to celebrate and to say goodbye. I remember the first time that we met. And you had been interviewed by the A&P committee, and they'd done some other interviews and said, we think we found the right person, but we want you to, come and meet, because you all spend so much time together. And, sort of your wife at the office. And so I said, fine. And I remember when we first met over there in the library, and I remember how friendly you were. How congenial you are, and what a wonderful smile you had, and I just felt like we could work together very well. And I was right. I was right. And you even were able to work with him. Him. You've not only done what's on your job description, kinds of things, newsletter, bulletins, and correspondence, and emails, and all that. But you've done it above and beyond with your warmth and your care and your love for people. And it's almost like having another minister at the church. People would come in and they'd come by and they would see you and talk to you, and you just have such a caring heart. And you were so open to listen to them. And you took the time to do that. People appreciated that. And that's why you're so loved. It really is. And even if it meant you had to stay late to get your job done, because we had deadlines to get stuff out. But that's why it's hard for us to say goodbye. So you will be missed, greatly missed. You already are, because you haven't been here for a while with one reason or another. And I don't know how you were able to handle all the stuff you had to deal with, your own health issues, family health issues, the job, all of us, Randy, me,
him,
yeah. What's his name? The coronavirus, which complicated life for all of us, and then on top of all that, a move. And that's a lot for anybody's plate. But you handled it all so characteristically positively, with your grace and your faith, and always a smile on your face. And you just come into the church and she's smiling and just made it very, very welcoming. Most of you know by now that we have a lot of fun in the office. We really do. We have a great team. Although ever since Randy's come, we've been losing teammates right and left. Can't keep the team together. And I saw on the list, it looked like there was maybe one more space that you have prepared. But we do have a lot of fun. And you and Randy tease each other back and forth. Randy and I tease each other. We just really enjoy each other's company, and it's really a pleasure to go to work and to serve together.
Thou shalt not lie.
Oh, I'm not lying. Maybe some of us it's a hard time to go to work with. But we have laughed a lot together, and we've cried. We've cried together, and we've prayed together. And we're going to do that in just a minute. But I remember there's an old saying, I don't know who said it first, but that you never really leave a place that you love. That you leave a part of yourself behind, and you take a part of that place with you. I think that's the case for all of us today. You're leaving a place that you love, people that love you, but you're leaving a part of yourself behind here in the hearts of people. And I think you're taking us with you in your heart. So God bless you. We're going to pray in a minute. We've got some other presentations.
Hello, Carla. Hi. In the interest of time, I've reduced my 45 minutes of remarks to 1 minute. This box that we're going to present you was designed by somebody in the congregation, and it has a thank you note. So would you take that?
Yes. Thank you so much.
I had just a couple things I wanted to say. Carla, thank you for your season of service at this church. We were blessed to have you here. You gave us the perfect combination in your work by giving us this combination. Good technical skills and wonderful people skills. Your positive enthusiasm touched many of us. You will be missed. I'm sure you will take your gifts to your new community, and they will be blessed by them as well. We wish you and your family the best as you travel to your new venture. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
And
Hi. In case you haven't noticed, our theme for today is flamingos. Flamingos being one of Carla's favorite animals, birds, bird category, I guess. And quite frankly, we had planned this theme before Carla wrote this absolutely lovely goodbye letter in our last newsletter, which dealt with flamingos and gave us some of the history of flamingos and how they live to be 30 years old. But the more important thing is that they choose their friends and are close with their fellow flamingos forever. And I think that's how we feel about Carla. She's been our friend. God is now calling her to another area where she can do the same magic work with them that she has done with us. And so you will be our friend forever. Just like the flamingos, we treasure you, and the church as a whole, spearheaded by our committee, has just a little token for you that we hope will show that you're taking part of our hearts with you.
So my job is to wrap this up. And it's really hard to be the last person because practically everything I was going to say has already just been said. So, but yes, when we started planning this, we knew our theme would be flamingos, pink, and Tootsie Rolls. So, hence today. And I just want to say personally, representing the Administration and Personnel Committee, as well as myself, that it has been such a blessing, Carla, from the first minute you walked in and we started chatting, when we were starting to interview for a new administrative assistant, and she filled the bill. She came in with her confidence, her caring, her joy, and brought so much to all of us, and we thank you for that. And we love you. We send with you the Lord's blessings and our wishes that you continue to bloom, and you will.
Thank you so much. Well, I am just really blown away and undeserving. But first, let me just tell Randy that I finished one of my homework assignments for Handbell and Choir. We were to make a Christmas ornament we have an ornament tree in the hallway on this side. And it was supposed to represent something about you, and it had included your name and the year that you joined the choir. So this is my ornament for the tree, and of course it has a flamingo on it. And the year that I joined the Handbell Choir and the Chancel Choir was 2019. So I'm going to give this to Randy. So I did an A for that assignment, I'm assuming.
It's a little late.
Well, I still can get an A, right? Because I did type your, the lyrics for your hymns.
Yes, you did.
Okay, thank you. Well, I just want to thank Pastor Tom, first of all, for giving me this time to speak to you, and everyone for just taking the time out of your day to come here. You know, moving back to North Carolina is
It's bittersweet, and it's coming fast. We have found a house, and we're moving in 2 weeks. And we do have a new address, and I'm going to give that to Sandy and Barbara. And I really do want to stay in touch. I look forward to coming back to visit Mount Dora, and that is because our middle daughter, Susanna, is going to be staying here, and she's not going to move with us. So I'm excited to be able to have that opportunity to come back and visit. So the most important thing, though, that I want to express today is my gratitude and my thanks. If you don't remember anything else, please remember that I thank you sincerely. You have provided me with this tremendous amount of support from the day I came here. I've had incredible opportunities to learn, and you've given me a chance to fulfill a dream. And that dream was to serve the Lord with the skills that He gave me, not in a secular job, but for a church. I've always wanted to do that. And this job was a dream come true. So I've always looked at this job as a ministry, not just employment. And it's been a gift to me every day. It's been a blessing. Pastor Tom is the most patient man that I've ever worked for. Truly. If he ever lost his temper, I did not know it. And I'm sure he did. Randy is the funniest, the most cheerful, positive human being that I've ever worked for or been around in my entire life. And I thank you for that. Hearing him practice, is what he calls it when he plays, is just an absolute gift. And you can tell that he is the same way. These men have chosen to use their gifts for the Lord, and there's other things that they could do with their lives, but they have definitely given their lives to God. And what a blessing it is to be able to walk down the halls and just hear music playing. It's amazing. And I just miss them every day. And Denise and Renee, they're just busy little bees downstairs. And they make their jobs look so easy. It's just incredible the way that this place runs. Sandy, she's just so sweet and encouraging. And you know how Sandy always has something festive and cute for every holiday and every special occasion. Thank you so much, Sandy, for wearing your flamingos today. Do you remember those adorable St. Patrick's Day headbands that you bought for all 3 of us? You know, Linda, do you remember those? They had those neon green pipe cleaners, and then there were the 4-leaf clovers that were glitter sparkly hanging off the ends. And I think yours, Sandy, actually were blinking off and on. Remember that? Well, let me just say, you should have seen the UPS guy's face that day when he came in and he saw these 3 grown women running this church office with St. Patrick's Day headbands. It was not to be missed. It was so funny. We've had such good times. All kidding aside though, working for the members of this church has taught me so much, and serving the Lord here has been an honor. And I can see you're dedicated to your Savior and dedicated to your community by everything that you do. It shows. This is a loving, welcoming, and generous church, and I've always wanted to use these skills just like I told you. I just want to tell you, even though I'm sad because I'm leaving and I'm going to miss you, I know how blessed I've been to have had this opportunity to be and work with you. I trust in the Lord, and I put my faith in Him. And I know if He is telling my family to move to North Carolina, then there really is something incredible in store for us there. Because His love never fails, it never runs short, and God is always on time. I know this church will continue to serve as a light for Christ to the citizens of Mount Dora. And just in closing, I want to share this scripture passage with you. It's from the Old Testament in the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verses 24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. God bless you all.
You can stay standing or seated, whichever one. I'm just going to close with a prayer of blessing. Yeah, the Lord says, I know the plans I have for you. As to give you a future and hope. And I know that God brought you here, and God is bringing you into your new home. Plans and a blessing. Let's pray. Lord God, we do thank you for your love for us throughout our lives, for your love that we see most clearly in Jesus Christ, for the love that we see reflected in the lives of people around us, people in this church family. Especially we thank you for the love and the light that we have seen in your servant, your daughter, Carla. We thank you for bringing her to our midst. We thank you for her many gifts, and for her love for you and for us. She has been such a blessing to us. We know that she will be a blessing wherever she goes. So we ask your hand upon her and her family to uphold them, to guide them, to protect them. And as they've now found a new home, just pray that you would direct their paths to the church where you have them be and serve and worship and glorify you. And Lord, continue to bless us and use us in your service here. For we're all your people in the name of Jesus Christ. In his name we pray.
Amen. Thank you.
We love you.